You didn't have the mental toughness, the emotional intelligence, and the ability to stay calm under duress and pressure to handle it. So now your team thinks that the problem's bigger than you, so they're not coming to you for leadership anymore. You lost your ability to come across as competent in a negative and or a hard situation. Today, we're going to be talking about leadership and your ability to improve your leadership. And I want to give you some questions that every single one of the people that you are leading is asking themselves about you, because every single person that you are trying to lead is qualifying you. They're auditing you. They're paying attention to you, and they're trying to figure out if you are worth somebody that is following. And so I want to give you those questions that every single person is asking themselves about you, so that way you can be more intentional about becoming a better leader in those areas. But then also, so that way you can just operate with a higher level of awareness. I think the best way to fix something and to improve something is to just start by having awareness about it. And I want to give you that awareness. But first, let me stress the importance of improving the quality of your leadership. I want you to write this down. If you're driving, be careful. But the quality of your leadership matters. The quality of your leadership matters. Everything in this world rises and falls on leadership. When his team is losing, they bring in a new coach. When a company is not doing well, they bring in new CEOs and or owners. When a church isn't doing well, they bring in a new pastor, someone new to lead the congregation. Everything rises and falls is on leadership. So when things are well, that's amazing. It's a sign of leadership. When things aren't bad, it's a sign of poor leadership. You know, Simon Sinek, one of my favorite authors on leadership, one of the things that he says is that when he gets brought into an organization and or into a company to help improve and or resolve the things that are going wrong, the first thing that he does is he fires people in management. He fires people in management. And I know that might seem a little bit intense and that might seem a little bit angry, but his philosophy was, if these people cared enough and were good enough at what it is that they do as leaders, then the organization and or the division and or the company would be thriving. But the fact that it's not shows a sign of weak leadership. And so we got to remove the leadership and bring new leadership in. So obviously you don't want to be a person that gets removed from an organization. You want to be the type of person that can be counted on as a great leader in the organization that actually scales it, grows it, and makes it better. Hence why I want to have this conversation with you today. So what are the questions that your team is asking? What are people wondering about you? Number one, they want to know, can I trust you? Every single person in your organization is thinking to themselves, can I trust you? Can I trust you to do right by me? Can I trust you to do right by other people? Can I trust your integrity? Can I trust your competence? Can I trust you? You know, trust is one of those things that it's extremely hard to develop and it's extremely easy to ruin. Same thing with culture. Culture is incredibly hard to create in a company, but it's very simple and very easy to ruin a culture in a company by having bad apples and or making bad decisions. So as a leader, you got to realize that the number one quality of a leader is integrity, is strength of character, is doing the right thing. So if your integrity is not operating at an all-time high, if the strength of your character is not operating at an all-time high, then people are not going to feel like they can trust you. And the moment they don't feel like they can trust you is the moment they're going to stop looking to you for leadership. You know, I was thinking today, I was sitting in my sauna actually, and I'm sitting in my sauna, I was thinking to myself, if the team operates with higher level of integrity than the leader, then the team will never look to the leader for leadership because they don't align morally and they don't align with the values. Because it's the leader's job to control the standard of those morals and values. And if the leader is not operating with the utmost integrity, then the organization will end up lacking respect for them and not want to be around them and or involved with them at all. And so the number one question that your people are wondering is, can I trust you? The second thing that people are wondering is, do you care about me? Do you care about me? Do you care about my family? Do you care about my future? Do you care about me achieving higher levels of success? Or are you doing this for you? You know, if I'm leading you and let's say you don't believe that I care about you and I try to give you advice, are you going to take that advice? Absolutely not. What if you believe that I care about my promotion more than I care about your promotion? Do you think that I'm going to give you sound advice that's going to help you elevate? No, because you're wondering if I'm doing this out of me trying to sabotage you, and or you're wondering if I'm actually doing this in your best interest. So every single person is wondering, do you care about me and do you care about my family? Also, why it's so important is because if people are working at something, they're working to better their family. And so if they believe that you're willing to make a decision and or call a shot that affects their family in a negative way, then the way that they take it as you don't care about my family. And if you don't care about my family, I don't want you around me and I don't want you around them. And in my opinion, the only way to truly lead people is to be close enough where they consider you family. And that involves you being around their family. But if they don't think you care about their family, they're not going to have you around, which is ultimately going to affect your ability to influence them in their decision making. And so the second question that people are always wondering is, do you care about me? Do you care about my well-being? Do you care about my family? Do you care about me achieving higher levels of success? Or is it about you? And are you willing to make selfish decisions that harm me in your best interest? The third thing that people are wondering is, are you competent? Do you know how to get me from where I am to where I want to be? And so if I don't believe that you're equipped, I'm not going to look to you for leadership. If I don't believe that you have what it takes to help me get to the next level, I'm not going to look to you for leadership. You know, a situation popped up the other day and I was addressing someone in our organization and we're having a conversation and they said, Matt, how do I deal with this problem? I said, can I be upfront with you? They said, yeah. I said, you already lost influence with your people based off the way that you handled the problem. They go, well, what are you talking about? I said, well, you lost emotional control. And when you lost emotional control, your people now saw you lose emotional control to the problem, which now they think that the problem is bigger than your capacity to handle it. And do you think that they are now going to come to you for leadership and guidance moving forward? Probably not, because you didn't have the mental toughness, the emotional intelligence, and the ability to stay calm under duress and pressure to handle it. So now your team thinks that the problem's bigger than you, so they're not coming to you for leadership anymore. You lost your ability to come across as competent in a negative and or a hard situation. And that was a tough pill for them to swallow, but I had to tell them the truth in order to help them be better moving forward. They can always earn back that respect, but as of right now, they lost it in that situation. And that's why they brought it to me, because they looked at their leader as someone who couldn't handle it. So they needed to get me involved. And so what's my point? My point is your people are wondering, do you have the competence to get us through this storm? Do you have the ability to get me from where I am to where I want to be? Do you know what you need to know? Do you have the skill set that you need to have? Do you have the mindset that you need to have? Do you have the knowledge that you need to have? Are you surrounding yourself with other people that can also help you get there? These are things that everyone's wondering with you. And if the answer to that question is no, they're not going to come to you for leadership. If the answer to that question is yes, they will have trust in you. So just realize everyone in your organization, they want to know that they can trust you. They want to know that you care about them. And they also want to know that you have the ability and the competence to get them from where they are to where they want to be. The moment those three things are missing is the moment you no longer have the respect and trust of your organization. So I want to challenge you to be a better leader. This world needs more leaders, more people that are willing to lead their family, lead their community, lead in their church, lead in businesses. This world needs more leaders because we already have enough followers. What we're lacking is people that are willing to stand up and do the right thing, even when no one's watching, to show and set the example of what true leadership and success looks like. And so with that being said, if you got any value out of today's message, tell a friend. If we need to improve the quality of leadership around us, well, then that means more people need to hear the message that we just talked about today. And so once again, if you got something out of today, like it, share it, subscribe, tell a friend. We're trying to grow. We're trying to improve. I've thought about, not posting content anymore because I honestly don't do this for me. But a lot of people said that our messages and our episodes have really made a difference. And it's the only reason that I'm doing it. But I'm not going to keep doing it if we're not growing. So share it with a friend. Let's get other people subscribing and let's go change the world together because the world needs it. So with that being said, see you guys next week on the Leaders Only podcast.